Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It is in the description below, your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any of our platforms. We are the 1916 Company, but my email is still tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a 5-piece limited edition launched back in 2019, the HYT Soonow. And you could see that this memento mori style watch features soon and now on a rotating constant seconds disc in the right side eye of the skull. Now, of course, memento mori, a long-running genre in horology, designed to remind us to seize the day and make the most of now, because we will be gone soon. Hence, Soonow, the name of the model. Now, it's based on the H0 case that debuted at the HYT in 2017, which means it's lugless. So you can see it's about 2/3 sapphire and 1/3 steel, 48.8 millimeters in diameter, but because it's lugless, it's also 48.8 millimeters lug-to-lug, meaning it's shorter across the wrist than a Rolex Submariner on a bracelet. And if you can wear that, you can wear this. It is thick, though, 20.2 millimeters as I measure it. Throwing it on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. I've always loved the HYT H0 cases because you can see just how far inboard of the edge of my wrist that these lugs actually are. And, you know, lugs, case band, they're one and the same with this watch. No, it will not fit underneath the cuff, and I would not claim as much. But I will say that if your wrist is as small as 14 centimeters, you can wear it and wear it well. It is very comfortable. The strap, which has a little bit of a golf ball dimpling pattern in it, looks like it may have been inspired by the Icopod watches designed by Mark Newson in the 90s. It's got a little bit of a tapered organic look to it, and it's very secure. A super supple rubber on the bottom. It's fixed to the case using screws, so it can't pop off by accident, which is quite reassuring, as this is a heavy, complex, and expensive watch. You could see that this is a HYT factory strap in outstanding condition. The steel case is matched by a steel clasp, twin trigger release, and you can see the HYT company name. There's also recessed case flanks with media blast. So we have here both satination and media blast, which is nice. You can see the peg stays resolutely fixed because the pin itself has a pin foot, a twin trigger release so it can't pop open accidentally. And actually, it's got a very smart little system where you can micro adjust it, as there are several steps built in that allows you to fine tune the fit by using this stepped micro adjustment. In case you find yourself in between steps of the strap, you've got that micro adjustment as well. And while this is undoubtedly a purchased component, this clasp, that doesn't make the design any less brilliant. The case is simple. You can see it's really just a saucer on which the rest of the movement and the dial are mounted. We do have satin. We have a little bit of negative tumble home. We have a polished bevel around the edge. We have this dramatically boxed sapphire that must cost a fortune, as boxed sapphires always cost more. Not every HYT features a screw-down crown. This one does, and it features a 50-meter water resistance rating, which means it's safe for surface swimming. I always say 50 meters with a screw-down is the minimum for surface swimming a watch. The dimple pattern of the strap continues in the shoulder of the crown, and then we have media blast and polish with the HYT logo. Now the dial, which does feature the image of the skull, reminding us that the time is short, there are actually 313, I know, seems like a lot, but it's true. There are actually 313 18-karat gold pins inside the borosilicate tube that represents the hours, and those outline the skull. Outboard, we have even more perforations, apparently 937 individual perforations, and the lateral ones spell out the names of the hours. You can also see the names of the hours ghosted onto the underside of the crystal. The borosilicate tube contains two fluids. They are immiscible, so they cannot mix. And we have little polymer teeth right here flanking two 2 bellows, each one of which is a very thin foil reservoir. One will force the fluid to advance, and the meniscus between the two fluids represents the current hours. So you can see we're just past 5 right here. We have seconds, we have hours, we do not have minutes. What you're looking at in the right side eye, I guess it would be his left, is actually a power reserve indicator that changes its colors and geometry when it is fully wound. It's a manual wind 65-hour power reserve, and you can see how there are some changes as it moves through the process of winding it. That crown back down right there. Actually, no, let's show how this works. So we have 2 fluids. One is clear, one is blue. They'll never mix. The meniscus represents the current hour. Those 2 foil reservoirs are actually made in Philadelphia, USA, which is where I am shooting this. And you can see that as the meniscus approaches the end of its travel, see how it says 6 here and 6 here? Well, what will actually happen is it will retrograde dramatically and rapidly all the way back. And so 5 becomes 6, becomes 7, becomes 8, and it starts a new circuit around the dial. It is a mechanical watch. We have our power reserve indicator, our running seconds, our hour indicator, and on the back, our Swiss lever escapement. It's braced against shock by a full dual-anchored balance bridge. It beats away at 4 hertz, pivots on 35 joules. It has the 65-hour power reserve. This is the HYT caliber H101. The movement was designed for HYT by Chronode, which is a redoubtable movement house, which has created movements for everyone from Harry Winston on down, so absolute top of its game, Chronode, and this movement was created by them. You can see that there is a plunger and a cam right here, and so we have this conventional mechanical heartbeat of 4 hertz, and it acts on the fluidic display system. So what you've got on the dial side doesn't look intuitively mechanical, but on the back you realize it is. The finish is quite attractive, although it's not overtly artisanal, the best qualities being the black polished screws, the mirrored bevels, the stripes, and then the solarization on the ratchet wheel on the barrel, which I really enjoy. There's also a little bit of satination on the wheels and engine turning on the base plate. And again, all of this water resistant down to 50 meters. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. And remember, the time is short.